Hello, beautiful people. How you feeling? How you living? This is Jackie, your Lotus Link founder, president, CEO, and queen. Hello, beautiful people. How you feeling? How you living? This is Jackie, your Lotus Link founder, president, CEO, and queen, bringing you another episode of Jackie of All Trades. And I have here joining with me the future Dr. Ebony Smith.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. So, first things first, how you feeling? How you living?
Living the dream as always, every day. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain at all.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what are you getting your degree in?
I'm currently getting my degree in my doctorate's in business administration leadership. Normally with that degree, you can like become a CEO, a COO, a CFO, which is a chief financial officer. Most of the time, people with my degree, they literally work in the corporate world. It's probably management. If not, they're probably an entrepreneur. So, with that, most people want you to be a leader. As far as a leader, you have to be able to serve others first in order for them to serve you. Compliments to Greenleaf, he said that in order to be a great servant leader, you got to be serve others first. And it kind of makes sense because as a manager, you would want to work hard for your team so your team work hard for you. And whether that's knowing something, being able to be knowledgeable about it, or asking them how their day is going because you never know who's going through something. So it's like really teaching you how to build morale within companies, whether it's your own or somebody else's company. So you can go deep into that.
No, that's good.
Thank you.
So, what all does this entail?
Well, what leadership entails how to become a better person and also as well be in charge of a big organization. So my goal right now is to basically be CEO or to open my own gym. My long term goal, open my own gym, because I like to work out. That's I do with my free time. You know, I like to help everybody else reach their goal. I think I have an addiction to seeing people win in a sense, because when you look good, you feel good, and I'm big on health, so I like to see people stay in shape, eat right. I don't always eat the best, but I still try to see other people win. And it's funny because I got my doctor's degree only because one of my friends told me he could see me getting it. And so I asked one of my coaches in college, why did he get his degree, college doctor's degree? And he said because if he couldn't go overseas, he wanted to be great at something. And he wanted to achieve something that most people are not willing to do. And he said a doctor's degree it's might not be really hard as far as doing the work, but take commitment. Yeah. A lot of people are not willing to sit there and commit to something they don't have to do, especially when they got other life going on. And it kind of stuck with me because I'm competitive, and when I want something really bad enough, I'll focus on it. So I sat there and thought about it, and then thought about what my friend said about me. He see me doing it, so then I applied. First time I applied for Missouri Baptist, they told me my curriculum vitae wasn't strong enough, which everything else was strong with that. Really? Okay. So I said, well, if I'm apply for Liberty University, and if they tell me no, I'm done. I'm not continue to apply for the doctorate degree I have to undergrad and master's degree. I did my job. So my mama wanted. She said, if you can't get your master's, so I got my master's. So I applied for Liberty, and by the grace of God, they accepted me. So I started class in 2021, and I'm about to graduate in May 2025.
So there was a lot that you had to go through in life. I know that us speaking before, we kind of had similar upbringings growing up in the inner city and trying to overcome those circumstances. So, what motivated you the most?
Honestly, what motivated me was my mom. And she always wanted me to be the best as far as education wise, because we did grow up in the hood, and so she didn't like me being in all that street stuff, even though I was. I was always in somebody's alley. But she was strict, no matter what time it was, no matter how far I was away, by 9 o'clock, when streets gotta come on, I was in the house. When I get in the house, she instantly made me do my homework. And majority of the time, and depending on what time it was, if it was a weekend or something, she would let me go out before then. But Monday through Thursday, when I come home, your homework need to be done before you leave this house. And if it ain't, you'll be here all day until you do it. And then you still gotta do chores too, so you trying to knock all that stuff out with the way, so you can't go outside with your friends. And your friends are already outside, because majority of the people I hung with, they might have skipped school.
Yeah.
So it's like they don't have homework. They're not gonna do it. So if I do my homework, I'm getting in trouble. So it's like first I actually just rush to get out the way, so I go outside and do whatever with my friends. But then the older I got, the more I started wanting to play basketball in college. So my mom used to talk about it all the time, and she said, "You're not going to college if you don't get your grades right." Which I never really had a problem with my grades. It's just the fact that I was tired of being so responsible. It's like as a teenage kid, you don't want to always. For me, to have responsibilities, while my friends didn't have none at all, used to make me mad. And I had my parents are old school, so you don't listen to that, you get messed up. And my mom had a stroke at the time, so she couldn't come beat me herself. So, and my dad, he wasn't. They was separated at the time. So my mama, he's got to call my brother. He's 20 years older than me, so no matter what, I wasn't beating him up. And my mom, he'd be like, "Mama said I gotta mess you up, so I gotta mess you up." Why? Did you do what she said? No. I gotta mess you up.
Yeah.
And after enough times of doing that, you start to get a little more disciplined. You got out the way.
And that's why they say it takes a village.
I'm trying to tell you. And then, so after I got in college, my mom, at that point, I was trying to get my mom out the hood because my only goal was to go to basketball, like overseas or the NBA. I didn't take school serious after she passed, honestly. I didn't really care. My only motive was to get her out of Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, anyway. We lived in Fairview. We lived in Hoover. Nobody goes over there. It's always trouble. Hillcrest, trouble.
Did you accept? Did you think that basketball was gonna be your only way out?
I really did. Only because nobody really cared about school in my area outside my family. Not really, anyway. All I cared about was basketball, but because of injuries, I never really had that chance. I got injured every year in high school. Every year. My coach he literally told me he's scared to put me in the game because he said I'm always getting hurt. I said, I can't really argue that because you have facts. But I was a good player. I just never really had a chance to showcase until I played 8 years. She got me the scholarship. But all the whole time, my only goal was to go overseas because I didn't go to college. My freshman year, my GPA was like a 1.2. I used to go to practice at night. I got a cool security guard, so I used to go shoot around for hours out of the day every night, and then skip my morning class, and then go to my other classes after that.
So then it's safe to say that you basing your outage on a hoop dream.
No, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Part of your being a product of your environment.
Yes, ma'am. Cause my mom always pressed school, but I always wanted to go to school so I could get her out of Ohio. But it wasn't to really capture my degree. I mean, I was gonna get it anyway. But if I got it with a 2.1 and 2.5, I didn't care what it was because my only goal was to get overseas. So after she passed, I stopped going to school, actually, like 3 weeks, 2 weeks. I think it was 3 weeks.
I mean, well, yeah, because it makes sense. You gotta take that time.
Yeah, but honestly, wasn't going back at all. My auntie, my mama's mom, my mother's sister, gave me $100. $100. She said, "Go back to school." My auntie wasn't really in my life until my mom passed. So the words I had for her at the time wasn't no good anyway. So I just kept my mouth quiet.
Did you go back to school?
Only because she said that's what your mama would want. I had a dream she had called me about my homework. She said, "Is it done yet?" I said, "Nah." She said, "You better get it done." I'll never get. It's wild because I said I have dreams about her every now and then, or I get signs that she's still here. And because she wanted me to go to school, and we talked about me getting my master's. Said, worst case scenario, I got to at least get my undergrad. So school was nothing but school after that. Nothing but school. My GPA went from a 1.2 to like a 2.9, and that's because my GPA was so bad in high school. I mean, my freshman and sophomore year. Because after she passed, school really wasn't a thing for me still. Because I went to school to hoop. I would talk about my games. I would talk about the games, the practices every day. I used to skip my 1 o'clock class so I could go watch Days of Our Lives with her and talk to her about it. Well, I can't watch Days of Our Lives to this day without crying. We talk about it. We talk about it literally. That was our thing. Well, I used to hate having class at 1 o'clock. If I had 1 o'clock, I was gonna skip at least twice.
So, what did your mom do for a living? And I only say that because nowadays a lot of people think that it is okay to have, they're letting money raise their kids. They're not really an involved parent.
Yeah.
And it sounds like your mom was very much an involved parent.
Oh, she was. She was. She was a social worker, so she was very in tune with people. I remember she was telling me, or somebody was telling me, that she had seen a lion in the back of somebody's yard tied to a leash, and she had to call Animal Protective Services, something like that. And with the people, she was there talking to them and whatnot. I'm like, she was very, she was well loved, to say that. I feel like I had that movie life in a sense, because you know how they start out real good, and something happened and it just changed. That's how mine was.
Yeah.
My mom, I would say I was spoiled to the point where I should get a gift on people's birthdays, so I wouldn't cry, right? And that guy became a thing to where I expected it, and then that's when my mom had her stroke. That went away. So I had an attitude. I was confused. I was confused. What was going on? Then slowly things started to change. I didn't get as many clothes as I used to, or I didn't get as many hot Christmas gifts. To where my mind made me bitter because
So
yeah,
it stopped
yeah,
some of the income she had coming in
it
during her
did
stroke.
because when she had a stroke, she was doing disability. So it's like half the things we used to do changed. But the only thing that didn't change, we still went to church. Went to church every Sunday. And big ass green van. But
Well, looking at where you're going now and where things are now, sounds like God had a plan for you anyway, so He
yes,
made sure that you got there.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I think I'm an undergrad. I was supposed to go overseas, but I didn't want to leave the girl I was dating at the time behind because she was from a different state. So I knew how it felt to be by yourself. So I decided to get my master's instead because my mom also wanted me to do that too. So I just went that route. I don't know if it was the smartest move because I think I'll be overseas right now hooping.
Was your
My finest life.
was your mom pushing basketball or
My
a
mom,
degree?
degree. My mom didn't care about basketball at all. She didn't care less. She really didn't want to leave Dayton. So my mind, she didn't hoping I was gonna make it overseas anyway. She wasn't gonna tell me that because my mom was my biggest supporter. Yeah, my mom didn't play about me, but she cared about school. My mom used to go to school, but after her stroke, she didn't finish. After she had me, she kind of put it on hold, and then she had her stroke, so she didn't finish.
And I asked that because I actually read something where it said that the parents in the African American community, 26% that will pursue for some type of sport.
That's crazy.
So it's not even that many of us that'll go and pursue a college
Yeah,
degree, but then there's more of us that will, and it's only 3% more, but that's still a lot that will go based off of a sports scholarship or what they call a hoop dream.
I think it's because if you it would depend really for if you got a chance to go D1, yeah, that's a high reason why I probably would go over play basketball. But now realistically, degrees are being discredited. they're not as credible as they used to be. And I feel like a master's degree, an undergrad 10 years ago, is more prone to get a job easily. Depending on what degree you got, they see that, they like, oh yeah, we gotta hire him. As far as now, it's more about experience. So a lot of people don't feel like they don't need to go to school for that because you're gonna get experience by working anyway. And most jobs, where they see you with a certificate, and I applied for a job, and they told me the only reason they didn't hire me is because I didn't have Python experience and SQL experience, SQL. Which, if I qualify for everything else and the interviews are great, then why not? But okay, understand. Can't get mad either because I can't tell you to hire me or make you do it. So it's just move on, find something better. God gonna direct you to the right spot anyway. So, but every now and then it does bother me because I didn't go to school for no reason.
Yeah, because eventually when you do get into them positions, now granted they will go off of experience, but also they will, that degree will make sure that you don't start on the low end
Yes, ma'am.
of
Okay.
the salary spectrum when you
Oh, yes,
get the
ma'am.
position.
I'm coming for it all. I'm coming for it all.
As you should. You working very hard. Your mom would be very proud. Very, very proud. Now
Yes,
you said that when she had her stroke, everything started to go down.
my family wasn't really as close as they used to be. Honestly, that's what got me playing basketball really heavy. Only because my family, I feel like basketball kept my family together in a sense. Like we used to always gather around to go to all my games. There was a church league, AAU, middle school, undergrad. I mean, whatever. Okay, basketball. We was there. And it's always been that. Not just for me, for our family in general. Sports gathered us around, and gave us a reason to see each other. It was every week. So the more they gathered around, the better I played. And at the point, I was good. So everybody used to come. Everybody used to come. We used to go out to eat afterwards or something like that. And for that moment, after her stroke, it felt normal. You know, it felt normal. But then everybody started to grow up. My mom's health problem got a little bit worse. My brother just had a kid at that point now. Sister still live with it, but she works at Walmart, and she works all day, all the time. All the time. I'm always at school. I got basketball. My nephew, he's at school or he's running the streets, which is cool. But my mom always lived by herself. And my mom's independent, very, and it bothered me because that's the reason why I just want to stay home. When my mom wanted something, she come. I mean, sometimes she come over whole left side. She fell when she had a stroke. I was with her. I was laying in the bed with her when she had her stroke. She fell and she dislocated her shoulder. I'll never forget that. I was 12 years old. Don't know what the hell a stroke is at the time. I'm pretty much I seen her. She was in a wheelchair. And she come over her left side. So when I go to school and then I come home and she walked to the store by herself with a cane, knowing we live in the hood. I seen my nephew got hit in his face with a wrench over his bike. So we live in that hood. My mom's so comfortable there, and it pissed me off. I mean, pissed me off.
Yeah.
So me, I used to skip school for that reason. Like, you can't walk to the store by yourself. It's not even safe. I don't go to the store. I really don't go to myself now. And it made me. My mom being like that made me more so aware of my surroundings. Cause I had to I had to look out for her as well. And my dad and my mom were together at the time, so I knew my dad wasn't taking care of her. So I felt like I had to. And it said my mom's stubborn, so she's not gonna listen. She said, "Well, I wanted this, and y'all wasn't here to get it for me, so I gotta get it
Stubborn
myself."
or strong?
Both, because you gotta be.
And I think that your mom knew she was well respected.
She was. She got to be because it's
So
strong.
nobody was gonna bother her.
What? I promise you.
And your mama did not play.
What?
So that, and which really, really, really shows today because you are one of the most respectable people. Like you carry yourself with so much respect, and you got so much respect for other people.
I try
It's
to.
very rare to see that. But listening to how you talk about how your mom was,
Like
I could see why.
the love of my life. Yeah, it
I could see
broke
why
my
my
heart when
hat
she
is off
cried.
to her.
I promise you. Yeah, she got me this far for sure because she didn't play no games. Yvonne Carla Smith. It's funny. She literally the reason why I went to college. I went there for basketball. Just to
Was
get,
business your outside of basketball? Was business your first mindset? Was that your
oh
first?
no, ma'am. I used to have a thing because in high school I was a loner. I was shy beyond reason. It bothered me. I was so shy. I knew I was shy, but so I didn't. So outside of school basketball, I didn't interact with nobody. I still went draw, and I never forget. I used to want to be an architect because I used to want to draw blueprints. I remember I drew this house I wanted to build for my mother, and then I ripped it up because I don't want anybody to see this idea. Threw in the trash, and then I drew after that I just drew a girl looking out a window with a bear holding a bear. Because it's just how I seen. That's how I viewed the world in a sense, I guess. I still had a picture in my house.
What made you change it to business?
Because I said I wanted to play basketball that bad. My school didn't have the architecture. I wanted to do it because I wanted to do architecture. But then by the time I got to high school, they had architecture design, which was being done on computers. They said it's gonna be the new way that we do architecture most likely. So we're gonna do it. It's gonna be this way. And you had to go to this. It was a special school too. You had to maintain a certain GPA to even get to the high school. So I said, well, I'm not doing that. So I'm not doing that. So I'm in high school. I don't want to have to maintain nothing. I just do what I gotta do and go home. Well, actually, when we were in high school, it was for 7th and 8th grade. Well, I was like, I'm not doing that. And I was shy too, so I was shy with everything. I mean, everything. Only thing I wasn't shy about was basketball. Only thing I wasn't shy about. I played football. I was shy with that. I didn't run track because I was shy. I didn't want nobody to see how fast I really was. My opinion, it wasn't really something that was celebrated. It wasn't really a cool kid if you ran track, which I was young. Nobody told me that. My family it's cool to run track. My brother ran track, my sister ran track, but they didn't say nothing about it. They didn't really tell me to run track. And so I only like basketball. My cousin loved basketball. He loved football. So and he was always ranked in both. So I'm going his route. What I need to run for. But I was actually good at running. My coach actually tried to pay to get me to run because every sport we played for a cost. And that's also played a part factor too because I can't afford to play every sport. My dad not paying me paying $175 per sport in high school. So I picked two. And I didn't play I played football once in high school because I couldn't afford to pay every year. And if I'm paying for it, in a sense, you want to guarantee them a start. And I can't guarantee that. I guarantee the basketball, in a sense, if I don't get hurt. But that was really it.
So now that you are here in the business world and you are about to get your doctorates, how important would you say it is to the Black community to know about business?
It's very important because everything in the world, that's everything pretty much I deal with business, every aspect, whether it's renting a house or whether it's working in a speedway or even owning a gas station or even going to school. Everything is literally about business. So and the more knowledge you know, the more you're knowledgeable, the more you retain, the more you're able to comprehend and have understanding of certain viewpoints. Because you have to understand how things operate for you to be able to be successful. You have to know how to adapt to certain things because all right now, our world technically is literally trends. You see on TikTok, there'll be one trend for this period of time, and then the trend changes to something else. So for that, realistically, you need to learn how to be knowledgeable enough to adapt and be able to comprehend what's going on in the world and see if it really is, and not be scared to try new things. I feel like with Black people, we stick to what we know because we're comfortable with that. But sometimes you got to go out your element. I feel like me going doctor was out of my element. I didn't see myself in that light until I said, forget it, I'm gonna try it. And realistically, most people give up after the first try, but you gotta continue to try. Because I could have said nah, forget it when they told me no. Mobat told me no because I got my undergrad and my master's there, so that was my comfortable point. I didn't picture going to school outside nowhere else. So it took a lot of courage, I guess you could say, to make me want to apply somewhere else. Because I knew Missouri Baptist. I knew how they operate. I knew what they're about. I remember my first day, and they honestly keep it real with you. Because I remember my first day um, at the school. They told us if you can't afford your books, you don't belong here. They told us we had a student meeting. Athletic director. He told us if you cannot afford your books, you do not belong here. I was trying to tell you, everybody in that library trying to get them books. But it just showed you who committed. Because that's all you're trying to do is really get rid of people that's not committed.
Right, yeah, because when you gotta get your own stuff, you're willing to put your own work in.
Yes, ma'am. I should literally walk in the library and pick up a book and read it, right? Act like I'm reading it and flip the pages and take pictures of every homework assignment I had to get. Right? And while as we going over the assignments, at this point I'm full fledged in school. I'm deep in it. My mom would say, get it, I'm getting it. My GPA at this point like a 3.3 in college. My undergrad, I graduated 2.9. So I got my master's. I said we got to do better than that. So I ended with a 3.5. Right? This is cool. You know, I'm pretty with 3.5. I know it's high enough. It's above 3.0. I know it got me in my doctorate program, which is required 3.0 to get a doctorate program. You have to get it because you have to maintain that too as well. Which I used to take pictures. I used to, no matter what, I'm gonna get my homework done, and then we guys to go in class. And majority of the time, when we go over in class, is probably the answers. So I used to take notes, a lot of notes. I have a binder at home that's about this thick, number pages.
Now, I like how you said that we needed to stick to what we know, but also don't be afraid to go outside your comfort zone, because I feel like that's the most amazing thing about us in our Black community is that all we need is a solid foundation.
I promise you.
Once we got that foundation, we could take that and we could turn it into anything.
Most definitely. And we're I feel like most of us don't mind trying something new.
Absolutely.
It just some of them give up after a little bit, and then don't try nothing at all afterwards. I know a lot of players. I know a lot of people right now that could be in the NFL, or it could have been in the major league, definitely other leagues that's paying them. But after they didn't go their way, they kind of gave up. Scared to try something new, and that's not how life works.
Yeah,
no matter what, you gotta be adaptable to the change.
And I won't say that this is exactly what it is, but also I believe that a lot of it has to do with having a solid foundation. And the solid foundation just isn't with the knowledge that you learn, but it's also the village that you have around you. Like you had a strong village.
I did.
So I think that plays a part as well in our outcome in life. And even if you don't have it at a young age, getting it when you're older, it helps a lot too. Because a lot of people didn't have that foundation as a child or have that village as a child, but have grown up to make friends and to have people in a circle that keeps pushing them. They done built their own little village that's got them pushing forward. That's why I always tell people that there is strength in numbers.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My best friend pushes me every day. But I tell her all the time that every time she get her money increase, I get more excited because my goal is to always be her, but not be her in the sense of like in the sense of competing, in the sense of she pushes me to want more, you know. So if she makes 80K, my goal is to get 85. Cause why I want you to get above 85 next. Your goal should be to get above 85. Then if you hit 86, my goal should be above 86, which you get to 90 or 87. So it's more of, like you said, pushing each other to do better. Like all my friends at home, when I go home from Ohio, they'd be excited asking about how school going. They'd be excited. My friend Kenny, he asks me about school all the time. He said, "I can't wait till you graduate." Tell me, every time he see
Are they
me,
all coming? They all gonna be at your graduation?
yes, man. I know he is for sure. He told me before I left. He said, "No matter what, I'm coming." He said, "I'm gonna be there." He's telling me what he said. Let me know when, because I'm calling off immediately. I said, "Say less." I know he is. I know he is. It's funny about it because he drove me and him. I've known Kenny since like 7th grade. He drove with me my first day out in St. Louis. Like he rode my car. My dad drove with my stuff in his truck, and I had got a car, so he rode me all the way to St. Louis because I never drove by myself before. Not 5 hours away. I never drove longer than an hour by myself. He said, "You need somebody to ride with you to make sure you're good?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "I don't know, I'm gonna get back, but we worry about that after we get down there." I said, "I got you." And then to my dad said, "Make sure you ride. Can he be back with you?" He said, "That's cool. He can ride with us." So I said, "He can ride with me," and he drove the whole way there. I didn't have to drive. I didn't mind. I was gonna drive regardless, but he said, I do it all the time." He said, "You're not gonna do it again, so next time you do it, you just do it when you come home." He drove the whole 6 hours. Yeah, my boy. I fucking heavy. Nigga.
That's good, and it always excites me because you still back
Yeah.
at home, so it's always good, especially when you have people that you grew up with that's still there. Although you guys are on two different paths,
No, yes,
y'all
ma'am.
still have that connection and that solid foundation that helps both of
Yeah.
y'all on other
Yeah.
ends because you're on the outside looking in. A lot of us don't know it, but what you're doing is motivating him as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. He motivates me still because a lot of things go down in Dayton. Like I don't talk about a lot of things in Dayton, but there's a lot of drug activity in Dayton. And when you live in the hood, you're naturally around the backstep. So
Yeah.
as Dayton showed me what I don't want to be around no more. Which I mean, you can't really avoid it, and I don't try to avoid it. I just know to keep working so I don't end up like I was, and the goals always get better. And I say that he ended under that because he still be. I feel like he motivated me. I motivate him too. He just live in a different
Oh
state.
yeah, most
Oh, for
definitely.
sure.
You can always. I don't care who it is. The same way that you can learn from a CEO,
I promise you.
you can learn from a janitor. It's certain things that you're gonna learn from that janitor that you're not gonna learn from that CEO. Now you might learn business and all that, but that janitor is gonna give you wisdom.
I promise you. You definitely learn a lot from being at the.
So it don't matter what that person does.
Yes, ma'am.
You can always learn from them. You don't count nobody out. Everybody has a role to play.
Oh, for sure. For
No
sure.
matter what it looks like to the outside world, everybody has a role to play.
You're right. For sure. Because everybody they either push you or try to hate you. So you just gotta figure out which one lead you the right direction. Well, definitely, because you learn you got you'll go through a few friends before you find one that stick around. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
everybody can't take everybody with you because everybody don't have the same mindset. Which I got blessed out here with the friends that do have since had the same mindset I do. You know, most of my friends are heading towards the field. I could say I'm in mine somewhat, but not completely.
Right. I think it's important for us to remember that people are here for a season.
Yes, ma'am.
So when we understand that, even the ones that come and go, not the ones that have moved on, but the ones that have left rather on bad terms or just time to go in a different direction. They're all here for a reason and are only here for a season.
Yes, ma'am.
And once you get that down pat, then you will be able to take time out to sit down and say, okay, well, what was I supposed to learn in this season? And appreciate what they taught you in that season.
No, I'm learning that now in a sense.
Yeah, because I've had friends that we don't talk like we used to, but I will never forget the
Yes,
things
ma'am.
that they taught me in that season.
Yeah. It's definitely been a learning year. I mean, well, last year was a learning year. Learned a lot. Learned a lot about myself. I had finished my paper early last semester, so I had a month to just not do nothing at all, and my patience is a little off. I mean, no, I realized that I like things to happen and move on my terms, but you gotta realize that you don't always work on your terms, you know.
Yeah.
Which I even learned that with school. With school, kind of actually helped me that a lot because my paper we had to do tasks and you have a certain amount. You don't have a day when it's done. Every task has to be done by the end of this semester. And the closer the semester gets, you can't move on to the next task if the teacher graded. So the closer the semester gets, you have tasks left that you gotta get done, and you do them, but the teacher might not grade them for a couple of days, and then you get blue, and now you're mad because she's not doing it quick enough, and then she turn it in, she gets you graded and it's wrong, so you have to redo it, and then you got get it back together, fix what you got to fix, and then turn it in, and she gonna take another couple of days. That made me really impatient. Thank God to you, because and my papers are always close to the end of the semester. Every task was different lengths. I did a task that was 45 pages, and that's only one task. You still got to do 4 other tasks. That 45-page paper might take her a week to read or 2, because she's not only 1% in the class. So if you're 45 pages, might probably 45 pages too. It really made me impatient when I was at home and I was bored. And I'm bored. I think a lot. I didn't realize that I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in my life outside of school and work, what I liked and whatnot.
That was gonna be my next question. What do you plan on doing when you get out of school, when you're finally done, other than celebrating?
Honestly, my first goal is get my PT license. So we're gonna be a trainer. I train people now, but I always charge them crazy, which I would never charge them crazy anyway, because I like people grow. And majority of the time, I'm working out. I'm working out with myself anyway. You just follow my lead. So, in that way, you're still learning how to do it and what to look for when you go to the gym. But I feel like it'd be interesting to have it because my goal is to open up a gym afterward on the long run. So, I want my personal trainer license and I want my nutrition license. That'll be my next goal. I also want to learn either sign language full time. I want to be fluent in sign language or I want to be fluent in Spanish because I don't like being restricted in certain areas. And I feel like job wise, it looks
Oh
kind
yeah, a lot of doors open up when you
of
bilingual.
more doors open up with bilingual. My goal is to work so I can become a CEO. My goal is 100K, and that's a short term goal because my long term goal is $1 million. And will that happen? That's the goal. I ain't gonna say it's gonna happen this year. It might happen in the next 5 years, but my 1 year plan is to get all my certifications I need.
So that you could begin to open up your own gym.
Yes, ma'am. And I know it's gonna be good too because I have things that every gym don't have. I've been in certain gyms. I've looked at what they have. I take a little from this gym. I take a little from that gym. And I had to create a marketing plan when I was in college. My undergrad and my master's program. So each level I got to expand on my marketing plan. It's always been a gym. I went from being called Uncontrollably Elite to called One More Fitness. And I changed it because you can always get one more in life, no matter what you do. One more rep, one more push, one more email, one more I'm sorry. You know, everything in life you go get one more. Each step you take will build towards your goal. You know, I'm a clothing brand.
Okay. You know what? Listening to you speak, I feel like after you open your gym and like it's thriving so much to the point to where you don't have to be there, you could be a motivational speaker.
I'm trying
And
to.
then you gotta come back and sit again.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I feel like
It will be on different levels
I promise
interviewing.
you. Yes, man, I'm gonna have a suit on next time though. Sitting there like this, you hear me? Out the camera. But yeah, I feel like I learned, it's just through experience. It's like you learn. My mom is my strength, honestly. Like, that's why I think about giving up. That's why I want to quit. I think about my mom, because I can't give her what she wanted, but I can give her I can do what I promised. So I promised to finish school. I promised that no matter what, I was gonna get her out of Dayton, Ohio. So my new goal is to get Tavina Hopkins out of Dayton, Ohio. She's my sister. I don't know how. And she's a little more stubborn than my mama is because she got grandkids in Ohio, which I understand that. I do. I do. But you took care of mama for all these years. So somebody take care of you. So my goal is to get her out of Dayton. If I get you a house in somewhere in one of these states, give them somewhere to visit. Who knows? They might come live with you. Then you have both your ways. Because I ain't telling you got to pay your rent. I'll buy you a house. It's yours for the keep. I got you. But that's how I want to be. That's my motivation. When my sister took care of my mama until she passed. She was with her when she passed. My sister told me she called my mama. My mama called her name. She went in there. She wasn't breathing. She called the hospital. Called an ambulance. She passed away in the ambulance. I never forget because I held my sister and she cried in my arms. And it made me cry because I felt helpless.
I
Did me dirty.
understand. It's,
It tears me up now. It tears me up to this day. I am my mama's boy to the fullest. To the fullest. That's how I am.
well, you are a good man. You are a strong
Try.
man.
Yeah. Some days
Like,
I break down
it ain't
behind closed
even when you
doors.
break down. Breaking down is not a sign of weakness. Breaking
It's
down is
not.
actually real strength. When you can
Yeah.
actually sit there and uh,
For
go through
sure.
your feelings and feel them,
Yeah. I
that
understand.
takes real strength.
It do, but I hated crying. I hated crying. I only started because when mom passed. I literally only time I really cried when she passed. So it just,
I think
I
that's because
cried.
we were taught that it was a sign of weakness.
Well, we were definitely
But
was young. We definitely thought we was young.
it's not.
Well, I was talked around as young, I guess. Well, I guess I was, but not for my people. Cause to beat my ass. So I always cry. I had a reason to cry.
So as we wrap this up, I got
Yes, ma'am.
two more questions. One,
For sure.
what advice would you give to Black men and women in the corporate world to help them thrive?
My advice would be to be yourself, but to know how to carry yourself at work in a sense. I'm one to say that since I kind of don't always follow the right rules. But it's always about who you know. I feel like you never know who you're gonna meet, so you be nice to everybody. That's the best thing to say. Because even the people that look like bums might be CEOs, and them the ones you gotta talk to. I feel like I feel like you never know who it is. In a sense, you never know, and it could take one conversation to get you ahead. One, for example, Jim West talks to me, time he sees me. So I'll always give him that embrace, that you know, acknowledgement. He might not even see me. I might just say, "Hey, Jim." I read a Bible verse to him. I don't change who I am. I'm me, no matter what. I might dial it back some because we're in a work setting. I have to be professional at all times. But I'll tell anybody about God if you want to listen. And our first interaction, he asked me how does my day go. I said I don't start off by reading my Bible verse. I said, would you like to read? Like me read you one? And he was with Kim Allen. I'll never forget. And they came over there and read the Bible verse. And after that, every time he came to the office, he said, Anthony, he came to see me. So it's an interaction. I stay positive. That's why I'm saying I'm always living a dream. You can change somebody's day by saying it. Everybody smiles when you first initially hear it. It's always my answer, so you know it's coming. And some people be like, I'm like, I'm living the dream. They be like, yes. I promise you. I don't remember the lady name. She used to. I see her every morning. Let's go to the restroom. If I come to the restroom, she walked. She was on the other side, so I used to walk that way to go to the restroom. She was like, "Anthony, how you doing today?" I'm like, "I'm living in." She was like, "Yes." I promise you. She was like, "That's like you living in the today." She said, "You know it."
Yes,
And she would be
I
so.
love it. But you are absolutely right. You
She
you
was
are
so
the
excited.
same in every setting,
Yes, ma'am.
and I think that that's really important
Try to
is to
be.
be authentic
Yes, ma'am.
because that'll get you the farthest.
I promise you. And I treat everybody the same. Like some
Yeah,
people think it come off as me being flirtatious, but I'm not flirting everybody. There's no way.
right.
I
Yeah,
treat my managers the same way. Hey, you look nice today. You style. I like your hair. It's just I
and
give
you
everybody
just
that energy. You
a
know.
genuinely nice person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just I see people smile. I tell all my friends, you fresh. And the jacket tough. You know.
So with that, the way that you compliment people, my last question is, what is your favorite thing about Black women?
Besides skin color, melanin. Nah, it's the strength. You know. I like to say that everybody I've dealt with had a little bit of my mother inside of them. You know, my mom was a leader. She was warm. You know, nurturer. She's seen the best in everybody. You know, sometimes you don't. Some people. She was mean without being mean. You know, she was a person that was about her business, but she ain't take no bull crap. You know, and she had a little fire in her. She was all about trying to hustle, get up ahead, make it. She was more family oriented than anything, but sometimes it used to bother me because she'll give you her last. My mama was very family oriented, and so I say every Black woman they have that nurturing feeling that things might go wrong, but they give you reassurance naturally. They don't panic. Things might go wrong, which I don't panic. Y'all keep me centered. Keep me centered. Black women that's strong. Yeah, most Black women. Think y'all go through a lot. Y'all go through a lot, and a lot of people say y'all don't, and that pregnancies and stuff like that. Well, pregnancy, every woman got pregnant, but Black women, y'all always get a back seat for y'all being Black. Y'all already get back seat for y'all being women. But no matter what, y'all push through it. Y'all push through it. I like seeing y'all succeed. I like seeing y'all.
Yes. Well, thank
Yes,
you.
yes, ma'am.
I gotta say that's my favorite thing about Black men is that they are so strong. It could be perceived as stubborn or angry or whatever, but it's
Yes,
only because when you've been knocked down so many times, it makes you a little come back a little tougher, a little stronger. I like that Black men don't ever give up. Like there are some that get knocked down and some of them just need help, a
yes, ma'am.
village
Yes,
to
ma'am.
help motivate them. But as soon as they got a village, and there are some that will go on, but there are those that need a village just as any human would. But it's in them to not quit,
Yes, ma'am.
to get back up after blow, every blow.
Yes, ma'am.
So
See, that's another thing too. Black women resilient, and if a Black woman loves you, you know it. You know what I mean? You know it. They will fight for you, and they fight anybody. Man, they don't fight
you
anybody.
you right
They
about
don't fight
that.
anybody. Man, woman, family members. I have so many stories. What?
Oh
I have
goodness.
so many stories about a specific individual who I'm no longer with at this moment. She's been through what she's been. I've seen her go through hell for me. I've seen it. What she said to
So
anybody. Movie. I love y'all. I do.
we love you too, Black man.
No.
We
But
always do.
what?
So of course I have Lotus Link.
Yes, ma'am.
which is the nonprofit organization that celebrates. We not only just bring Black people together, but we celebrate as well.
Yes, ma'am.
So, with that being said, I looked it up. There's only 4.7 African Americans that will get their doctorate degree.
Oh,
There
yes,
was only
ma'am.
4.7 in 2023.
Oh, yes, ma'am. The number is, excited to say, the number is get lower every year.
Yes, but you are about to get yours, and so naturally we have to celebrate you too. So with that being said,
Oh,
on behalf of Lotus Link, we got this Award of Black Excellence for Dr. Anthony Smith
yes, ma'am. Thank
for
you
your
very
doctorate in
much.
business leadership.
Hey, that's tough. Look at me. Say hello. Even if you gotta see it, it says leadership. Dr. Smith. Don't forget it. Thank you very much.
Yes, do not forget because he has many great things coming. This is just only the beginning.
The first trophy of the year.
Right, the first of many.
Thank you very much.
Let's
I
give
like
it by
that.
Lotus Link, so don't forget.
Yes, ma'am. I won't. I definitely appreciate you. I like this. I feel like I accomplished something already. You know, this is why I love Black women. Y'all acknowledge. Y'all acknowledge us, even through our stubbornness. Because I know men get on y'all nerves for sure, which I love us anyway. Thank you very much. I appreciate you for this.
You're welcome. We appreciate you coming, and of course, we have to celebrate you. That's what we're here for.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let me shed a tear.
Well, thank you all, and I look forward to having another episode with you guys next month.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all be blessed.